This is going to be Bitcoin's next resistance, and I'm going to show you if quantum computing can hack Bitcoin. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, whenever you're watching this video. Welcome to the Bitcoin family channel. For newcomers, my name is Didi, and yes, to be or not to be, but most people still don't understand me. But to be very clear, I am not a financial advisor. Everything I say in this video is my opinion on the markets, on blockchain, on life, on politics. It's all my own opinion and no financial advice whatsoever, guys. Now, in today's video, I only have one very important news item. I have 4 amazing charts, and yes, I have an inspirational quote to end the video. Let's quickly jump into that special news item about quantum computing. Bam. The most asked question to me at the moment is, second most asked question, the most asked question is the bull market over? Second most asked question is, Didi, can quantum computing destroy Bitcoin? Now, I'm going to be very clear and very powerful, telling you no. In my honest opinion as a non-financial advisor, it can't hack Bitcoin. The reason for this is that for a quantum computer to hack the Bitcoin blockchain, it will need to hack it within 10 minutes. And it requires 1.9 billion qubits to be able to do so within 10 minutes. Maybe even a little bit more than 1.9 billion qubits. The fastest quantum computer at the moment has 1500 qubits. This is a huge difference. And I know a lot of people have problems with understanding a million, a billion, but let me be very clear. A billion qubits is a lot. That's not just a small step from 1500 qubits. To make it clear how big the difference is, for example, 1 million minutes is 1.9 years. 1 billion minutes is 19,000 years. That is how big the difference is between a million and a billion. Now, we have 1,500 qubits as the fastest quantum computer alive at the moment, which is a little bit stable. We need 1.9 billion qubits. Please understand the gap that we have at the moment. It is impossible for a quantum computer to hack Bitcoin's blockchain at the moment, also not within the next 10 years. And you know why? Because also the Bitcoin blockchain can be upgraded with signatures, so it will be protected against quantum computing hacks. So they are not fast enough to be able to do it at the moment. They need a lot of 20 years to be able to do it in 20 years. But in those 20 years, the Bitcoin blockchain has upgraded again with signatures, etc. to be able to block even those fastest quantum computers. So please stop believing all that news that you read. A 1.9 billion qubit quantum computing is not even near. Maybe when that new thing that is nearing the Earth, the 1.3 Atlas or the 3.1 Atlas, maybe that is bringing us 1.9 billion qubit quantum computer. If that one is bringing us to us, yes, then maybe it will be able to hack the Bitcoin blockchain. I think it will be the other way around. I think they come here to collect our Bitcoins because they see that it's the best proven asset in the whole universe, guys. Now, so that's my answer on that question that has been asked me many, many times. Can quantum computers hack Bitcoin? My answer definitely is no. It is impossible at the moment for quantum computers to hack the Bitcoin blockchain, as we just don't have the qubits that we are needing to be able to do that. Now, the first most asked question is, Is this a bear market? Is this a bull market? Now, let's jump into the charts to give my personal non-advisory opinion on those charts. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. It's my opinion. Also my opinion on quantum computing. I'm not telling you I'm a quantum computing specialist. I have my opinion on quantum computing, and that is the calculations I have been doing personally. So do your own calculations if you don't believe that we need 1.9 billion qubits. Let me know your solution down below as well. Now let's jump into the charts to show you what is happening to Bitcoin at the moment and to which resistance I think Bitcoin is going to run into in the next couple of weeks. Bam! The first chart for the day, guys, 4-hour chart, of course. I mentioned yesterday's video that we should be breaking that green line, and we did. We broke that green line, that resistance line of 87,000. Now we are above it already with 2 candles. The purple line broke it, and the other 2 green candles, 4-hour candles, are above it. If we could go and stay in this level, we could hunt for the next level at 91k. That is the next resistance. After 91k, 94 is the resistance, and then we will run into a major resistance at 100k. This is a 4-hour chart. We are not moving that fast. We could be retracing again to this green line and then again slowly move up a little bit more. Again have a pullback. Maybe I can draw it just better. Maybe like this. We go today, come down, maybe go up again. Maybe we find that line, we come back again, and then we can break it. This is kind of how Bitcoin moves, you know? And then we come back again, maybe stay here a little bit. You know, this is how Bitcoin chart could look. But the possibility of Bitcoin doing this needs a lot of inflow of new capital. This is all short-term traders. If we look at the 5-day chart, we look at the Gaussian channel. We broke the bottom line of the Gaussian channel, guys. That is a very important line, because whenever we break that bottom line in the past, that's a confirmation of the bear market. The midline can still act as support. That bottom line can still act as support. But the moment we break it, there we broke it, candles down below, that was the start of the bear market in 2021. Also, if I go back to 2017's bear market, guys, I will just show you over here, the midline can be support. That bottom line can be support. But the moment we break it, we got a massive crash again. And that massive crash, to be very clear, from the moment that we break it till the bottom, 50%. If you look back to 2021, the moment we broke it till the bottom, 50%, almost 60%. So for me, when we look at the charts, I can't say anything different than, guys, we have been breaking that bottom line. Maybe a bit too early, that could be, but we broke it. And if I look back in the last 3 times that happened, this time we dropped 60%. This time we dropped 40% or 50%. If you go back over here even, 2014, when we broke it, let's calculate it to be clear, we dropped another 60%. So of all the moments that we broke that line, we had a massive drop. So I can't say now, oh, this is going to be happy times, because the charts are showing me different. So for me, to be very clear, if we calculate the moment that we broke it from there, 50%, it is all the way to there, 46,000 US dollar. That's the average amount that we have been falling after we broke the bottom line of that Gaussian channel, all the way back to 40K. Now the question is, does that mean we don't have a relief bounce? A relief bounce to, for example, the bottom line over there, 91K, or the midline, 100K? That can, of course, always happen. That can always happen. Look here over this area. We came down, wicked down below it, we came back, you know, we retested it 2 times before we really broke it. So a relief bounce to the bottom line, definitely possible. Midline will become more difficult, not possible, but you know, this is normally the start of the bear market. I published this chart, guys, a very long time ago. This chart was published where we see we are here. That is the moment I published that chart. At that moment, it was April 2023. Again, this is all no financial advice. This is just me giving my personal opinion on the charts. This is no trading advice, no financial advice. But at that moment, I told you, hey guys, we can do two things. We can follow that blue line and copy the 2021 bull run, or we can follow that green line, the 2017 bull run. 2017 bull run would then have been ended somewhere in October at around 200k, and the 2001 bull run would have ended at 134-ish k, right? 130k. We exactly hit the blue line's target. At 126k is near the 130k, and it was a copy of the 2021 bull run. I also told you when I made that video, guys, the thing that you need to learn is to sell in the high risk areas and to buy in the low risk areas. To sell in the high risk areas, to buy in the low risk areas. Now, if correctly done, you would have sold a little bit in the high risk areas. Even if you thought the target would be 160k, you took profit at 110, 15, 20, 25, whatever it is. The thing that you now need to do is understand that if the bear market starts, it will take 12 months. You need to have patience to wait for this low risk area. And there we start buying again. And that low risk area is between 40, 50 to 60k. This is the block where you should be dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin again. And why? Because we believe that afterwards, if we have the market crashing toward the end of 2025 there, 2026 I mean, we will reverse again into the halving and into a new top in 2029. And that top could be around 300k, for example. So that's why you buy in the low risk area and then we sell again in the high risk area. That is what you do with your trading portfolio. Now, if we look at the short-term resistance, we can also look at the Fibonacci retracement level. And the major resistance, as we can see, is at 100k. So to break 90k for me is still a possibility, but to break the 100k will become very difficult if we don't get more inflow into the market. Then the market, for me, can also fall back down later again to the 0.5 level at 70k, or the 0.618 level at 58k, or even the 0.786 level around at 40k. The level that we just talked about if we would crash 50% from that Gaussian channel. So please understand that I'm not freaking out at all, as I have structured my portfolio in a way that I don't need to freak out. And I will explain exactly how I did that after these charts. Now let's jump into a few more charts over here. This one. This one is for the short-term traders. There is some hope that we want to liquidate all these levels over there, because there is massive liquidations of the shorts if Bitcoin goes to 108 to 112,000 US dollar. So yes, this whole bull market has been about liquidating the longs and the shorts. So if we want to liquidate the shorts, people betting that Bitcoin will go lower, the price needs to go first to this 100k level, a lot of liquidations. Then at 102, a lot of liquidations. And then the most liquidations between 108 and 114,000 US dollar. So if it is continuing like it was all the time before, then we would hunt for these levels again. And then that rebounds, relief rally could even take us to there. We just need to watch the charts. Then I found this one on the Twitter of Titan of Crypto. Really interesting chart. This one is called the Kumu Callout and the 50 Simple Moving Average. As you know, the Simple Moving Average, whenever we break it, it's the start of a bear market. We broke it over there, it was the start of a bear market. Yes, we can bounce from the Kumu Cloud and then we retested a Simple Moving Average line, but still we fell into a bear market. Now, if we would copy that move, we would bounce indeed from this cloud bottom, 84k-ish, to that red line, 100k-ish, and then continue the move. Or this twist should not be happening. We can see here, this is what a twist means. Twist means definitely bear market. If this twist will happen, definitely bear market. So cool indicators to keep your eye on during the next couple of weeks. This one also from Titan of Crypto. The blue line, he calls it the blue line. I really don't know what the blue line is, but he calls it the cycle turning point. Also on the cycle turning point, you can see whenever the chart, the 2-week chart, every candle is 2 weeks, breaks this blue line, that's the start of the bear market. When we broke that blue line, it was the start of the bear market. When we broke that blue line, it is the start of the bear market. We are breaking that blue line now. It could indicate the start of the bear market. Let me know your opinion down below about this line. What is this line representing? And do you believe that we could be in the bear market because we broke that line? That were all the charts for today, guys. Let's jump now into the last part of the video. I hope you really enjoyed those charts. Yes, as you saw, 100K is a massive area of resistance. In many different ways, the chart show us, even if we Fibonacci retracement, that is the resistance. So this relief bounce still needs to break 90K. You know, we are at 88K max. We need to break 90K to be able to go to that 100K resistance. But that will be a huge resistance. We need a lot of inflow of liquidity to be able to break that 100K. For me to advise you, as 70% of me is still bearish, all the indicators and all the TA shows me we are nearing or are already in a bear market, I would be taking profit between 90 and 100K. Because that last push from 100K to 160K could happen. 30% of me believes that still could happen. We really need a lot of liquidity and volume to make that push possible. And then the whole market needs to turn bullish, and all the governments need to start printing money, and those people that receive that money need to push it into Bitcoin, and then we could maybe even make one more push to the 160K. But please understand that there will be a big resistance at 100K. This is my personal opinion. I am not a financial advisor. If you want to know more about how I trade and how I use and read the charts, please join me at didibambam.me, where we have a lot of education all about crypto, blockchain and life, guys. didibambam.me. That were the charts. Let's jump into the last part of the video. Before I jump into the last part of the video, I also want to address one more item, because in the Dutch news, a newspaper published that we sold all our Bitcoins near the top. Now, let me be clear. This is not completely true, as our portfolio is diversified in a hodl stack and in a trading stack. My hodl stack is 60 to 70% that will stay in Bitcoin forever, because I believe that Bitcoin is the best long-term asset it can be in. I don't want to put it in fiat currencies. I don't want to put it in gold. I don't want to put it in silver. My pension fund capital, my saving capital is all in Bitcoin. 60 to 70% I will not be touching at all. Will never sell it, as it will be outperforming all other assets and it will be increasing my purchasing power, and that is exactly what I want for my capital. That other percentage, 30 to 40%, that is my trading capital. Of that trading capital, 50% is traded automatically. The other 50% I trade manually. And that part that I trade manually, I try to time the tops and the bottoms. So that's 50% of the trading capital that is being sold manually near the tops and bought back again near the bottoms. Of that part, yes, I sold a huge part in between 115 and 125K. Not everything, but a huge part. But that huge part is a very small part if you compare it to a complete portfolio. I will also be trading, of course, in the bear market. It is not only possible to trade the bull market, you can also trade in the bear market. So my trading portfolio will always have USDT or any other stable coin, and then again exchange it into Bitcoin in the bull and the bear market. It keeps doing that. Only 50% of the trading portfolio that I manually manage, that is the part that I try to time the tops and the bottoms. DCA in, DCA out. But as I'm a real believer, a real Bitcoin OG, a real unbanked family, to be or not to be, I will hodl my biggest amount of Bitcoins forever. That is my pension fund. Please let that be clear. And I think you should structure your portfolio the same way. Let me know how you structured your portfolio down below in the comments. I am not a financial advisor. Whatever I say about the markets, about my portfolio, about how I trade, it's all my personal opinion. It's not an advice, no financial advice for you to take or to do or to start to trade as well. It is just my opinion and my way of thinking and trading. Now, let's jump into the last part. The inspirational quote for today, if you can even call it an inspirational quote, I really don't know. Maybe you don't think or agree it's an inspirational quote. But for me today, I'm going to tell you, time does not exist. Wow, that's a really hardcore one. Time does not exist. What do I mean with that? If time would really exist, then it should be possible for you to go back in that time. Did you ever go back in time? Not think about the past. Were you ever able to go back in time? I don't think so. Then you would also be able to go into the future if time really would exist. Have you ever been into the future? I don't think so. So if you have never been into the future or into the past, and if you believe you can't even go back into the past or into the future, how can you then agree with the fact that time does exist? Because then the only thing that exists is the now. And the now is not relative to time, is it? Why would there be time if there only is the now? Because else I would be able to go back in the past or go into the future. So for me, you can better treat life as time doesn't exist. So why would you still be stressing about that part or worrying about that part if they both don't influence whatever happens on this day, today? So the only time is the now, so you should only be worrying about what you're doing now. Stop regretting the past, stop thinking about the past, stop thinking about the future. What will I do tomorrow or in 5 years? Start acting today. Treat today as the only time that exists, so then you will also be doing what you need to do today. You will be grabbing life by the balls today. You will be buying Bitcoin if you want to buy Bitcoin today. Not in the future, not in the past, as you can't do that. You can't plan that. You can't be sure of it that you will be doing it then or then. You can only make sure you do it now. So let me know what you think about that. Does, in your opinion, time exist? And why is it 24 hours? And why is it 60 minutes? And why is it 12 months and not 13 months? Why is there even time? Please let me know your opinion on this subject. Does time exist? And if it exists, can you change it? Or can you go back? Or can you go back to the future? Let me know down below in the comments, as I'm really excited to hear your opinion on why you are worrying about the past or the future and not living life to the fullest in the moment. Let me know down below. That was everything for today. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, then please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. What do you think about the news? What do you think about the charts? What do you think about the 100K resistance? What do you think about time? And yes, please remember, I am not a financial advisor, just a long-haired dude that believes in to be or not to be. And me, myself, and I am to be. Thank you for watching. I wish you an amazing day and see you tomorrow again. Bam!